Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have kind of a surprise for you guys, and well, hopefully it doesn't end up not happening, but well, this is now my Sanfilippo car, and hopefully I can make it. This thing is rough, and if anybody recognizes this car, the 88X, this is the car that won at Brookfield just a week ago, and got first place in the bone stock feature. So she is rough, real rough. But let's take a walk around this thing, and I'll show you guys what this thing looks like now. I mean, I've already done some work to it. I put a tire on it. Shout out to Bad Boyz Motorsports. They allowed me to have this opportunity to run this car, and thank you guys, I really appreciate it. She is pretty rough, not too bad yet, but she's getting there. She's starting to blow out the pillars right there. You guys can see that. Don't mind what's up on the trailer there. That's an upcoming video. There's a pretty bad kink here. This side's the rustier part of the car. It's definitely rustier under this side. Got broken trailing arm on this side. Don't care. But yes, the factory gas tank is underneath this vehicle, and it will remain underneath this vehicle because I found out my cage does not fit in this vehicle, which I kind of didn't expect it to, but was hoping and praying. But unfortunately, it is far from fitting inside this vehicle. It's a much smaller width than the W bodies are. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to run the factory gas tank, and I know that many people are like, hey, you said you'd never run a factory gas tank. Well, here we are. This is a pretty clean car, to be fair to it. It has, I believe, a metal tank in it, but either way, you know, this is kind of just a have fun kind of run. So hopefully there's not too much gas in that tank, just in case I do break it open. The gas lines do run inside these Subarus, and you guys can see that the back end isn't too bad yet. Really the floor hasn't really started moving yet, and it's getting there. Believe me, it's getting there, but it's not too bad. We'll have to see in the ring what happens, but hopefully I keep an eye on it. I'll just put a strap behind my seat going to the A pillar there, and I'll just keep an eye on it. Just make sure she's not coming in too far, because I know if this starts to buckle through here, that's when to stop using the back end for sure. And it's not far from that point already. And no, I'm not going to do anything to pull out that back end. I just simply don't have time. I just got this thing yesterday. Today is Friday. The Derby is either tomorrow. I could Derby it tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm not sure which day I'm going yet. I know I'm going both days just to watch, period. But well, here's the engine. You guys can see the gaping hole in the timing cover. That is actually from, if anybody knows these Subarus, they have a tensioner here that bolts in right here, goes down and sits right here. You guys can see that perfect hole in the timing cover. That is all from that tensioner. It's driven off of the crank, and it only spins the AC compressor. So unfortunately, that almost took this car out, and I hope it didn't hurt the timing belt too bad. It looks like it's in pretty good shape in there. It actually looks like a relatively new timing belt too. I don't see too many cracks in it, so it looks like a pretty decent timing belt. And so I got my work cut out for me. I got to replace this radiator hose, and I was told to put a loop kit in this thing. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a loop kit, and I really just don't have time to make one, and I don't think I even have the supplies to make one. So I went up to the junkyard yesterday and grabbed a radiator for this thing, so I'm going to be the idiot that puts a radiator back in this thing and loses it almost instantly and shoves it straight into the motor again. This alternator, the threads in here that are originally supposed to hold this thing in are broken, so the alternator just kind of does one of these numbers. I think this bolt is bent, possibly, but I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can get another belt on this thing and hope for the best, really. The overall condition of this vehicle is not good. The frame is pretty well junked on this side. This side's kicked out like that, all the way back here. Believe it or not, it's kinked right here, and it's very unfortunate. I thought it would have bent further up, but she's bent all the way back there, right where that metal brace actually sits underneath. They have like a separate metal bracing on these Subarus that sits right there, and right where it bolts in just about is where she actually started going over. You guys can see the paint worn off right there, or not the paint, but the mud actually is rubbed out right there, and that's where she's bending. So right around that area. So not great, but you know, it's a charity derby. Sanfilippo Smash is a charity derby, and I think we're just gonna go there, have some fun. And yes, I am replacing this bumper. I hope. I just hope I have time to do all this. It's only me working on this vehicle, and I have just about today to get this thing finished. So I better get to work. So stay tuned. I don't know if I'll probably end up making one more video on this thing, just to update you guys from where it is now to where it is going to be. She is rough, I will admit it, but you know what, darn it, we're gonna try to get her back in the ring, but we'll see. If I don't, well, this video's not going up, so it is what it is. So stay tuned. It's just gonna be an interesting one. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, everybody.